Robert Evers and Michael Brooks. Please stay tuned for a good episode. Peace.
I like it. I like it, man.
What's up?
You just say it right out front. It's going to be a good episode.
Yeah, we got a good episode this evening.
Yeah, well, we're excited about it. We finally have got an actual real gate tech, not us two fakes. We got somebody that's actually out there doing it.
Yeah, we're about to be has-beens.
Yeah. At our age, hell yeah, we got these young bucks coming up, man. That's okay. I'll still tell you a thing or two, Anthony. So don't even think you're smarter than us.
I know I'm out here watching all the videos.
So we got Anthony from Motion Gates, and he is a fellow gate tech just like us, and he's going to share some stuff that about him and about stuff that he does in the field, and we'll just talk about gate operators and stuff like that. So Anthony, tell us a little bit about how you got into the automatic gate world, how you were forced into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been part of fence since I was a little kid. You know, my father was in fence, and my father's father was a contractor. So just construction since I was little, and then kind of followed my dad back around after working everywhere else.
Yeah.
And,
so you've always been in the fence business?
More or less, yeah, at least helping. I've done everything from underground to fabricating to plumbing. Yeah, you name it.
So would you consider yourself more of a fence guy or a gate guy, or what's the primary part of the business that you do with your business now?
Now I call it like the license calls it, man. Gate stores and access control. So we're focused mainly on automatic gates.
Gotcha.
So anything automatic gates, we'll handle it.
No more fence work?
That was kind of the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody runs their car through 10 foot of iron, you know, you might as well do it, right? But do you consider yourself more just access control and automatic gates now?
Yeah. I mean, I can do every fence in the book. I know it. I'm proficient at it, but I don't want to say I'm getting old, but my body's feeling tired. So
you ain't close to old yet, man. Get this gray beard, and then we'll talk.
Feel free to come at me, you know. But yeah, I'm trying to look at a little bit of longevity and stop climbing up hills and digging so many dang holes. So,
So what geographic area are you in, and what geographic area do you cover?
So I'm out of East County, San Diego, but I'm covering basically everything from the border to Temecula. So,
how far is Temecula? How far is Temecula from San Diego?
About 50 minutes from me.
Gotcha.
50 miles.
50 miles. How many trucks do you have on the road? How many guys you got working for you, or are you just a one-man show?
Right now, this is my first year, so I'm pretty much a one-man show. Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes want to go back to it.
That's what a lot of us are, one-man shows. The majority of gate techs are one-man shows.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to get someone to answer the phone and stuff at some point, but till then.
Hey, Robert, have you ever done any electronic assistant or whatever they call virtual assistant? Have you ever done a virtual assistant? Somebody picks up the phone and all that stuff for you?
No, I haven't never done that. No.
You got your mom to pick up the phone, right?
No. Well, they just started answering because they came back home from the lake.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. No, we used to let the answer machine get it, but nowadays everybody calls our cell phone. So.
Oh, gotcha.
They call us on the cell phone.
Is that how you got it set up, Anthony? Just they call directly to your cell phone?
Yeah, right now, and then I'm working with the House Call Pro CRM, and that's pretty helpful. I'm trying to get the virtual assistant set up through their whole shebang.
Oh, they have it as an option for you?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the name of that company again?
House Call Pro?
Okay. I haven't heard of that. Have you heard of that, Robert?
No. Yeah, man. Because I'm gonna tell you what, you one man band. You're out there fixing gates. Anything you can get that can help assist you in running your day to day operations, man, that'd be great. Because there's a lot of technology out there, and finding one that fits for you it would be awesome.
It's helped out
Yeah,
for me a lot.
sometimes in our business, the first person who gets the call and schedules it gets the business. So it's really a fine line that we have to deal with, which is different than the fence world and some other businesses. But like the air conditioning world, your air conditioning goes out. Whoever can get there first. So my wife stops complaining, they're going to get the business. Do you find that's the case with you, Anthony?
Yeah, out here in San Diego, it's moving fast, so that's definitely the case.
So, in your business, Anthony, do you have anybody else that in the family that works with you, or is it literally just you doing the books, doing everything?
It's just me.
Gotcha.
My wife's here by me, making sure I'm good. She made me some stickers today, so that was pretty cool. We show her off.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool. Is that for gate operators and access control panels?
Yeah, I'm gonna start leaving them behind on the little repairs and stuff.
Awesome, man.
There's some weatherproof stickers. It's the large manufacturer like Mead or somebody like that makes weatherproof stickers, and you can buy them in an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And I get those things just with my name, company name, and phone number. And I've found that I've been doing that for maybe 7 years, and still the same stickers that I have on my tools and a couple other spots like my water cooler that's exposed all the time to the sun. They still have that black lettering perfect. So for those people that are out there that are thinking about getting stickers made, there is an option for you to do it actually on your printer that will last. But speaking of stickers, the Finch University is going to be at JC Gurry coming up here February 12th through the 14th. Robert, thanks for letting me promote my little thing on here too. I appreciate it. But we've got a class. It's not going to be too far from you, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out there. I got a couple things in the way right now, but we're trying to make that one happen. Trying to bring someone along too. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that later because I definitely want you there.
Now remember, them stickers, they're not called stickers.
Called decals.
Decals.
Yeah, I wish Mark was on right now so he could try to fool me and explain what the difference between a sticker and a decal. Do you have any signs made for your gates, or are you pretty much just stickers on the gate operators, Anthony?
Right now I'm just stickers on the gate operator. I've got a bunch of plans. I've got old Martin guru that's helping me out, and so I've got some plans, but nothing printed yet.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully you can make it to this class. We're going to be putting in a All-O-Matic SL90. What brands of gate operators do you install primarily, and which ones, not necessarily do you install, but which ones are your favorites?
Well, I don't know if you want to hear it, but it's primarily lift masters.
I don't know if you want to hear it, but it's LiftMaster.
Why does everybody give me a hard time about this? Man, their CSL I really like. I mean the CSL CSW 24. But I haven't been a big fan of the SL3000, the new version of the AC version. Have you put any of those in, Anthony?
Yeah, I just put in 2 this week.
What were your thoughts about it?
I've put in a lot of them. They work well. As far as the limits and functionality of them. It's just, in my experience, they're a little clunky compared to the commercial, just the CSL. The CSL is just, you put it in, you know it's going to work, and you can kind of just walk away from it. And in my experience, the SL3000s haven't quite been that
Reliable.
so,
Yeah, and it stinks too because they used to be the go-to. I mean, you could just put it in on a gate. I don't know, I forgot what they were rated at, but let's just say 1,500 pounds. You could put it on a gate that's 3,000 pounds. You change your gear, upgrade it to a 40 chain, and just
yeah.
get after it. And it just worked. And that just had to do with the motor and the gear reducer. So I don't know why it has to be so complicated. But I just put a couple SL3000s in, the 1 horsepowers, and two things that I don't particularly care for that popped out, that just stuck out for me, was one, why do they have that stupid Hall effect sensor in the limit assembly? That's just like one more circuit board, one more thing to go wrong. I know there's a reason for it. They're not just spending money throwing it in there just for the fun of it. But it reminds me of the SL585, which was not my favorite either. But the manual pull on it, where it releases the I'm not sure if it releases the gear reducer or pulls the gear reducer out or pulls the drive sprocket out, whatever it does not send a stop command to the gate operator. So if you pull that manual pull and you put it in that manual position and you hit that opener, you hit an open signal, that motor takes off. And if you don't recognize that, because Robert and I are big automatic fans, and I'm trying to think of a couple other. I think the CSL is the same. If you hit that reset button, it shows the stop command right up there on a LiftMaster CSL 24. Well, Robert, on this one, man, if you pull that latch, the motor still kicks on, and you get your hand in the wrong spot, thinking that it's going to be like a SL90 or SL100 or any of the automatic stuff or the CSL.
Yeah.
Whew.
It'll sit there and run, won't it?
It'll run for like. Go ahead, Anthony.
I've had one do it where gate wasn't working for whatever reason, and the landscaper took the end of the chain off to get the gate open, and left for the night, left the chain like that, came back. They called us out to repair it, and it had reeled the chain back into the operator, and just it bunched the chain up so much that it blew the idler wheels right off the gate operator and just mangled it. Pretty much ruined the operator. So,
I think on the new SL3000 it has y'all know in the CSL 24, CSW 24, like if it turns on and starts to do a couple of revolutions and it doesn't feel any weight on it, it'll actually stop. And there's an error code for it. I forgot what it's called, but that's how the SL3000 is that you have that manual release pulled and it doesn't recognize any weight. It'll throw that motor and turn it on, but then it'll stop like a couple minutes later or a couple seconds later. So that's one thing that I thought was pretty dangerous because I was working on the 1 horsepower, and on the 1 horsepower, it has that belt that goes all the way down to the bottom motor. Well, why they don't put like a big 1 horsepower motor on that and they're still using 2 half horsepowers, I have no idea. But with that in mind, I would have my arm underneath there trying to pull out the wires to show these guys, where they have to hook up with. I just like, I need to turn the gate operator off. So I just pulled that manual release, and it does not give it a stop command. And then the other thing for us on the automatics is there's no belt. It's direct. Is it direct drive?
No, there's a belt.
There is a belt. Okay, it's just in a different position than where this other one is. So I just didn't. Surprised the crap out of me because somebody opened the gate.
But you need to turn the switch off to the operator if you're gonna put it in neutral.
You're telling me that now. I'm definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna do it in the future. But you telling me that
if it's
now.
3-phase.
Oh yeah. You definitely want to turn that off. Have you guys ever had put the cover on one of those, and you know how they have the manual taped to the inside of the cover, get sucked in the belt. I had that happen the
Once.
other
No,
day.
I haven't had that happen, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that's something that can happen.
Yeah.
I got called back to it later that night.
Oh yeah.
So,
And
got an
you
error
go with
code.
error code manual in the
belt.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
number
yeah.
199.
199. What happened? Did somebody just put it on the wrong way and it grabbed in the belt, or loose, or who knows?
I don't know if it was like almost caught when I left or what it was, but I think I was just a helper then still. But yeah, I had to come back to a little mangled up, wrapped up manual in the gear still.
So was that a free service call?
That wasn't from my. That was another company, but I'm assuming it
All right.
probably
I didn't know if
was.
that was you or not.
It would have
Yeah,
been free if I would have had to do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was free. Thinking it back, but I don't know if it was supposed to be.
I got this picture for you guys. I want you to tell me what you think about this thing. What does that look like to y'all?
Looks like a control room.
Yep,
Right?
some sort of control room with some RFID testing stuff.
Yeah. Well, that just happened this weekend at the Finch University. I put those wooden panels up in one of the training rooms, and then I put this that you could see where the black control board housing is mounted. I put some wood across the front of it, so that way these guys can actually come in and install access control, install some relays, mount them on some boards like they would in a telecommunications room, and then they can simulate getting it straight, worrying about where the power is. And you can barely see it over here, but there's actually a gate operator in the room as well too. So when you get your access control panel hooked up, then you run it over to the gate operator, and then you could control the gate open and close, and then you can use your Bluetooth either over your phone or one of the tags they have. But I'm just curious of what you guys thought about that. Think that's a good idea, and do you have anything that you think I should change in there?
Well, I think you got a board unlevel somewhere.
Where? Well,
That one in the
I'm not
middle.
a fence guy.
Yeah,
I'm not
14th from the left.
Yeah, that's okay. I got you. Yeah, it's about a quarter inch
And
out.
why you got so many knots on there, man? I'm not paying for this.
I don't know if y'all saw this, but I put this on the before it had all this access control equipment on there. I put it on the fence industry only forum, and I put, it was about halfway done, and I put customer is pissed off because he wanted a fence around his office. And I don't know why he's mad. What are y'all's thoughts? Luckily, everybody got it except for one person. One person was just like, "Well, did he give you any specs on how he wanted it?" But anyways, it was, if you will, free wood, and the panels were already built, so I think it looks a little bit better than white walls.
Well, that looks good, man. I like that.
That's really good. I like
Cool. I did it in a couple other spots as well too, and then I finished one of the other rooms like that. So, Robert, what'd you get into this week, man? What'd you do out in the field?
Well, I just did a little bit of riding around and little stuff last week, but this week I got 3 LA 400s to install. So I'll be doing that this week, and then I got a job to look at, and then it's got a couple service calls. So we'll be doing pretty good, and I finally get to start my LA 400 LiftMaster LA 400 program this week. So I'm looking forward to that.
Tell us a little bit about the package that you have for the 400, and if there's any marketing that you've been doing. Obviously, if you're selling 3 in 1 week,
I sold all 3 of them in 1 week.
That's pretty good. So how did you market that? Did you do it through postcards or the internet, or what?
Just our all 3 of them are repeat customers.
Oh, okay.
So there was really no marketing involved with that. But we came up with the scheme of the LA 400 for residential gates. and to get the price right where we can make a profit and all that, and be competitive against other installers in our area, so we can get these residential jobs and they're quick and easy type gate deals. One day I'm done, or maybe 6 hours I'm done, and everything's good. You get them done within an 8 hour day. You made a good profit, and you just done good. And the LA 400, I have installed probably about six of them this past year in 2024, and I ain't had no callbacks on them. And so I'm gonna stick with them.
What's the difference between the 400 and the 412? Do you know? Do they still
I
make the
really don't
412?
know. I
Yeah.
I
haven't
haven't
looked.
used them. They make them still. I haven't used them.
Anthony, what are you doing for actuator arm type gate operators?
We're putting a lot of LA 500s. Yeah, a lot of
Oh
LA
yeah.
500s.
Hey, quit squinting them eyes, but
Well, man, I had to. Now here's actually the good question. All right, so the LA 500, I think the board is the same as a 400. You just
yes.
switch some resistor around or some
No,
stuff like that.
it's exact same.
It's
Exact
all the
same.
same. I'm pretty sure, just off a different arm, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will tell you this: that the MyQ integration, the freaking technology that they have for the RF, and how quiet that motor is definitely some selling points of the LA 500. So, Anthony, what kind of gates are you putting these on? Are you putting them on iron gates? Are you putting them on iron frames with vinyl, iron frame for wood, chain link? What are you putting them on?
Everything pretty much.
Do you
Put 'em
guys
on
do much
chain link
wood?
gate. Yeah, we do a lot of wood.
Okay. That was my biggest thing, as I was having a hard time preventing them from coming to the end of their life very quick on a board on board metal frame for wood gate. They just didn't seem like they held up all that well.
Gotta do a mag lock. It's gotta
That
have a mag lock.
I said that the other day. I put something about the LA 500 on our YouTube page. If you guys haven't been to the YouTube page, it's down there on the bottom at Two Smooth Operators. And everybody in the forums, every single person said you got to put a mag lock on it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what you guys are charging for a mag lock, but the way that I do them, I mean, I weld it all on. And I custom make my brackets out of some 4-inch square tube. I cut them in half and then use that as the bracket for the maglock and the bracket for the armature plate. But it's taken me y'all are gonna laugh, but it takes me 6 hours to do it because I got to run the wire down the gate. I got to fish it through there. I got to do all that stuff. How long is it taking you, Anthony, to do one of those mag locks? And I mean, I'm charging $1,200-$1,300.
Yeah, it's
Does it just take so long?
not easy. I'm not even sure what they're called, but I like putting on my little steel metal tethered conduit from the gate to the other side for the hinge gates. You know, so it gets pretty lengthy. I mean, some of them definitely taking 6 hours just to getting wires through gates, and sometimes these gates, don't have a through bottom rail, and now you're fabbing pieces of gates to be able to get a wire from one end to the other. It's crazy.
Well, I do it two different ways. If it's residential and the money is not there to put all that effort into it, I just get me an outdoor wire and screw it to the gate.
The wire?
And then
Just the wire by itself?
Yeah, I get an outdoor wire that's the black with the black coating around it.
Yeah.
And that's just there to hold the gate. It's not there because if they're not going to pay me to run the conduit and or I can't run it through the gate, and take all that time, then there's no sense of me doing that.
Yeah,
now
I would
for
just
a customer that's got a high quality gate and high quality standard, I'm gonna take the time and do it right.
Well, it's only 12 volts, so I can't imagine that there's any safety issues there. But me personally, I would just be afraid somebody's going to cut the wire.
Yeah.
But I don't give anybody any choices either, which is probably why I don't sell as many of them. But I have taken a piece of conduit, half-inch EMT, and welded it down the bottom of the frame. Somebody built a gate out of rebars, all out of rebar, so there was no place to run the wire through. So I just took some conduit with some
I saw that.
degrees. Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
that was on Patriot. I had Patriot on one part of the gate, and then I put that high security or Apollo, whatever, Titan arm on the other one. You guys installed any of those Apollos at all recently?
I haven't installed any of those.
Yeah. So that I put the there was a Mercury 310 board.
The new name for the Apollo is American Armor, I believe.
No. American Armor is a whole nother company.
No, that's who bought Apollo.
No. High
That's
Security
what I
did.
was told.
Oh yeah. No, if you look at the arms for American Armor and you look at the Apollo arms, I wouldn't be surprised if they bought them from the same place. But American Armor is a pretty small company. Apollo got bought by High Security. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. I haven't even been paying attention to the chats. So, if anybody out there knows who owns Apollo, from what I understand, it's High Security. If you guys could put it in there.
Well, yeah, I got a set of them out here, but when I went to go order them, I had to go through American Armor out of Texas.
Anybody know that answer? Please put us in there. Actually, Brian Davis is the one who helped me install that Apollo with that 310 board. Guess what the 310
Brian will know.
He might know. Let's see if he does. Brian found out what I think is one of the weak points of the Mercury 310 board. There's no maglock output. So we actually switched it over to 1150 board, and it was not a good conversation. Thanks to guys, John at High Security, and there's a young lady who used to be at Automatic, is at Apollo High Security now, and she helped out as well too. There's a way to do it, but you're going through the motor and all that stuff, and I don't want anybody to have to deal with all that. So Robert, on that LiftMaster package, what all are you including with it?
I got 2 remotes that come with it, a mag lock.
A mag lock?
Yeah. I found a mag lock pretty cheap. And with the aluminum bracket to mount it onto the end of the gate. That's pretty much it, because the photo eye comes with the LA400.
Okay.
And then if they want the MyQ, I can get the MyQ for them. But some of them want them, some of them don't. So.
Are you finding very many customers want that MyQ, Anthony?
Yeah, they're starting to like it. It's taken a little while to take off, but I've been getting a lot of calls for MyQ. Some people just want help installing it. Some people need help troubleshooting it. I've gone out and build repairs, just helping people relink their to their MyQ.
It's not that hard to program, because you go out there to your board and you hit learn, and then you activate it, and boom, you're done.
The only issue that I have had a couple that I've had problems with, whether they were Wi-Fi range or the product itself, but we would still put them in when I was installing the LA 500, which seems like to me I didn't get very many MyQ requests when I was doing the pad mount stuff, but I know people that won't go inside people's houses. Are you guys familiar with any gate companies that refuse to go into the people's houses?
I've been under plenty of houses.
They don't want the liability.
I just think they're scared.
Kind of do it like that. Just depends what they're asking.
Yeah, I just give them the MyQ, the gateway, and just tell them, here's the instructions, put it in yourself. Because I mean, you're really just plugging it in. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
you
mean,
got to
if they need
program it
help.
to the learn button. So, but you know, that's where it comes. If you're respectable and what type of clientele you have and who you are as a person. If you can't walk in somebody's house, man, that's if they don't want you there, you know, yeah, they can blame you for stealing something, but you know, if you don't steal nothing, you ain't got to worry about it.
Oh, well, that's my problem. That's the steal shit all the time.
5 finger discount.
Apparently,
I
if you
thought you
go
meant
to
like drilling into people's house or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, customer
well, I
service.
Well, here, look, here's what it comes to being skilled. You should be skilled enough to do it. I personally feel because I we do stuff like that. I had to drill holes and run wires up the wall where they can turn a loop off and stuff. And but they paid me. So and I know that's what they wanted. So yeah, I could see where well maybe in a residential setting you don't want to deal with the customer and deal with that. So you just tell them to do that. Which I did that with one customer last year because he didn't have a router. So I just dropped my queue in his
yeah.
mailbox and told him how to do it. So it is that simple.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but I would just had heard from a liability standpoint that there's some people that didn't want to do it. I mean, I've been in
Yeah.
some crazy situations. Y'all think about the craziest customer that y'all have had, and I'll tell you about this crazy customer. So she had a SL100, right? Anthony's got one off the top of his head. She had a SL100. She had just moved from California to Texas and retired to be with her family, but her daughter, who was a grown adult, lived with her, and she came out of the house and started talking and all this stuff. And then she was telling me about all the people that she has seen in the backyard. Now keep in mind, it was just me and her back there, and she was telling me about all the people that she sees. And then she started talking about that she sees demons. Now for some of you, I'm not trying to insult you if you've seen a
Oh
demon
yeah.
before, but
That's my kind of customer right there.
well, it's my kind of girl, but it's not my kind of customer. So you might find a different story there. But anyways, so one time, so she would kept having little problems with the gate. It got installed okay, but it had just never really been serviced. So you do one thing to fix something, and then the next thing you know, the other part breaks or whatever. So anyways, our mom called one day and said, "Hey, the problem with the gate." So I went to the back of the gate, opened up the gate, and pulled in there with me and my guy Danny. And the daughter flipped out. "How are you getting the gate? What are you doing back here?" I said, "Danny, get in the truck." We backed up and then left, and that was it. That was the last. I had to fire the customer because I'm like, if there's anybody on the property that's acting that crazy, 1, 2, 3, the next thing you know, you're going to be getting called by the cops. Like, hey, they said y'all took the gate operator, or y'all broke in, or whatever. So, Anthony, what's the craziest customer you've ever had?
That might be a little crazier than mine, but I feel like there's so many of them. But I mean, we've had a couple where like we do a lot with like homeless. We have a big homeless population in San
Yeah.
Diego.
Mhm.
So we get stuck in downtown San Diego a lot doing things right next to, people sleeping and doing whatever the homeless people do on the side of the road and in front of gates. And, I've had people walk up and lean next to the fence next to me, start peeing while I'm just trying to put in an LA 500. And like, he's like
Mm.
almost touching elbows with me.
Wow.
Like, we do a lot of, I've done some work for like Father Joe's and their centers over there where they feed the homeless and
Mhm.
basically blocked in this like courtyard with a big 20-foot gate on each side, and they're both automatic gates, and I'm working on them. And in between that is where everybody lines up to get their meals for the day. So it's like, I don't even know, maybe like 50 people stuffed in this little area, and they're all just homeless people waiting for their food, talking to themselves, and
Yeah.
all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine like being frustrated a little bit. Like, man, there's people in the way, and I'm working on this gate trying to set it up, and then you got to
Kind
be
of
kind of
dirty
kosher.
and
Yeah,
smelly, and
I'm the one that they got to watch out for. They don't have
yeah,
to
you
watch
be
out.
running them off, man. Get out of here.
No, we've had situations like that where there's some neighborhoods that we don't want to go to. We don't want to go to that we're concerned about that are high crime. It has nothing to do with necessarily the people there. It has to do with certain elements, and we just have to have one more employee there with us. Just to watch the tools and to watch our backs.
Yeah,
What about you, Robert? You got any crazy customers that you could think of?
I've got a few crazy stories, but I've
Have
had,
to save them for off there.
yeah. I mean, I had to go back and think about them, but yeah, I've had a few crazy things that happen so much. Just like pretty much every day, but no, not every day, but um, not really too crazy with the gate operator stuff. Well, one time we did a gate at a parking garage where there were skateboarders and stuff like that, but that's kind of like normal.
Hey, what's up, Craig? I think. Hey, what's Craig's podcast? Do you know?
Fence Guy Friday.
Fence Guy Fridays. What's up,
Yeah,
Craig? Thanks for stopping by.
yeah,
All right, guys. So then we'll wrap up in the field, but I want you to tell me if you've ever seen a wheel that's this bad.
that's bad.
It is bad, man. I
I've
mean,
never ever seen wheel that bad.
it bit into the box. I had to repair the box. It would have almost been to where I had to replace it, but replacing a wheel box and just repairing it, if the repair is equal, it's probably less work. But I want somebody to tell me what the hell happened. And it's almost like the side, it could not have got hot enough, but it's almost like something friction welded itself to the side of the wheel. And here's the thing is it's completely seized. It doesn't roll anymore. But somebody either knew that and they already replaced the chain bolt once, or the bolt for the wheel, but the bolt had no wear on it whatsoever. It was just the weirdest thing, because I've seen them with gashes in it,
Well, maybe they replaced the bolt and not the wheel.
It's bizarre.
But it's possible that they did. So, Anthony, one of the reasons why we had asked you to come on, and you were kind enough to do so, was to help share some of your expertise. And then this is kind of one of the things that we all kind of go through. And that is when we get in the field and we actually see something like this. And for those people who don't know what we're actually looking at, in the middle of the screen, at the bottom yellow terminal, you actually see like a little resistor coming out of there. And that's a 8.2K or 10K resistor. They actually both work just fine in this particular application. And I know that because I've had to do it. So now the question is, do we bypass? Is there reasons to bypass stuff? Do we not bypass? So, Anthony, what was the deal with this? What did you find? What was the service call description? And what was the end result with this?
So in this situation, basically, it was opening right up into an entrapment zone with a photo eye on the opening side and nothing on the closed side for entrapment protection. For two separate gates doing the same thing. Yeah, basically just, in my eyes, in this situation, a bad install.
So did it need open entrapment protection?
In this situation, I'd say it needs it.
So there was a bigger than a couple inches of gap, and their gate was going to where people could actually get to. It wasn't enclosed or anything like that.
Yeah, no, it's the front yard, right edge of the grass, right where the kids are playing every day. So,
Gotcha.
Got a nice tail on the end of the gate, big V tail, so big point to an all thread knife at the end. Nothing too good.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
So when you saw that resistor in there bypassing the monitor open, what was your customer's thoughts?
I would just win and let them know, this is a big red flag for me. You got the reversal force turned all the way up, and no entrapment protection, and I can see toys all over the grass and everything. So I just let him know my opinion and what I thought, and he was very grateful. Was excited that I brought it up, and had some kind of bad experiences with the original installers, anyways. So I'm not sure who he hired.
What gate operator was this on?
This is a RSL 12UL LiftMaster.
LiftMaster. How have you guys been doing with those RSLs? We don't put any in. How do you like them?
So we didn't actually put these in. These were 2 years old from the last guys, but I've probably put in 5 this year. They do good.
Do you find that it's just an economical option? Is that why you put them in? And what size gate are you putting them on?
Yeah, these are on small residential situations. I've seen people put them on bigger gates. Like these gates, I'd probably say were a little too heavy for them. But they seem to do fine over time on a gate they're supposed to be used on.
Do they still make a residential swinger like that pad mount swinger, a residential one?
Yeah, they have the RSW.
Robert, you putting any of these in?
No, but I've worked on them. Ain't like an RSW 12 or something.
Yeah,
or
that sounds
like that.
Right. Yeah. I have one customer. I mean, it was bad that had these, and we would just go out there and spend. I mean, she had to have paid me about what the cost of the gate operator was, trying to get it up to where it met some kind of guideline that we followed. And I just now realized something, that my Tostitos are open. So,
hey man, you better seal them up. Hey, that's not UL 325 standards.
This segment is sponsored by Tostitos.
Tostitos.
Robert, if you can get that, have you had those with the hint of lime?
I like them.
Yeah,
yeah.
Robert,
oh yeah, I like them by themselves, but I picked this up as well too.
Oh my god,
that's going to be Heartburn City in about 2 hours. Robert, I think we need to reach out to Tostitos for some sponsorship dollars.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we're gonna reach out to them. But let's get back to this board here. I saw this on Facebook earlier today, and I made a comment, and that's how we got this started. And on the Facebook post, I believe you said, would you leave this like this, or would you not tell the customer whatever? So
someone was asking,
if it was me and he wanted the gate to work, I'd be like, this ain't right. If you hire me to come back and put this extra photo eye up and secure this entrapment zone, and I'll be back next week. We could let it run, but I just need you to keep an eye on it. Now you could do it that way, or you can do it the other way and red flag it and say, no, we got to shut it down. And that's a hard decision to make. And in your market, you might be able to make it. But in my market, they'd be like, I want this thing working,
Yeah, it's so at the end of the day, all these let's just say there's some people out there that are saying that you have to turn it off and walk away. Just say that it's not safe. Now, ideally, I mean, for me, it's relatively simple. It's $600 and we'll put a new photo eye in. And that may seem like expensive, but I've still got to put 2 posts and get it to where I can mount it and then run all the wire.
On the money right there.
Yeah. So So that's all there is to it. But the one thing that I'm not going to do is some grandma who just lost her husband. I go out there and service her gate, and I'm saying this as a real story. This is not just academic. Her gate won't close. I know what the problem is. I fix it, and she doesn't have a gate operator and gate and fence that's up to code. So I want anybody that's out there preaching all these standards and all this stuff. You tell me at 7 o'clock at night, and she's almost in tears, whether you're going to turn that gate operator off or not. Because I sure as hell ain't. So it's just one of those things, man. You just have to make a judgment call. I'm going to get that gate closed, especially in the neighborhood that she was in. I'm going to get that gate closed, and I'm going to give her paperwork that says this is what you need. You need to get a photo eye, and you need to cover up this one area. And guess what? She did it. She just wasn't going to do it right then. She had to wait for a check to come in to get it figured out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going out there for this one next week, so it's going to be pretty quick. So I wasn't going to turn them off. I let them know what the deal was and made sure that everybody was all knowing. So it should be a safe situation all in all. But
yeah, and
it was
like that for what, 2 years or so.
Yeah, it's been had like to have been 2 years already.
Yeah. Well, that's at the end of the day, we don't want I don't think any of us that's on this call or anybody that's listening wants anybody to get hurt by a gate. What we also don't want is to anybody to get hurt because their gate's not closed because one of us turned it off. Yeah. So it's a very, very fine line, but you need to talk to your attorney and
let me ask another question. If we turn it off and we tell them we got to leave it off and you got to wait till I put a photo on it. So or in would it be kind of like you're enforcing the sale or you're securing your job or the securing it that you're going to come back next week and you're going to make money off of it. So, and you turn it off. Is that a tactic you think that other guys think that's better than just leaving it on and coming back next week?
What do you think, Anthony?
I think intent matters, man, and we should be out there doing the best we can for people. And at the end of the day, is right or wrong, as long as you're doing the safest bet and you're out there for people, not for just the dollar amount every day. I mean, you should be fine. I think if you're out there for the dollar, you're probably gonna get bit somewhere down the line, right? So,
well, the more success you have, the more chances of being sued. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and by the way, they're definitely looking at all of the pictures, all the social media, all that stuff that we're putting. Somebody on one of these boards has already said they're going to use all of that against us. And what was interesting is I got a phone call last night. This is not a joke about something that I had put out, and it's just like, I'm doing all this, me personally. Robert and I both love gate operators, so that's why we're talking about this stuff. But I'm doing this to help other people out so they don't make these mistakes that I make. Yeah. And they realize that they're mistakes, but at the end of the day, everybody has their own business. You got 20,000 different municipalities in the United States. You got 35 or 4,500 different special districts, 50 different states, territories throughout everything. And they're all going to have different guidelines and rules. So they may have adopted, like the International Building Code, which I think has adopted UL 325. They may have adopted that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what they're going by, because they can actually do some exceptions. So I think what we do is we table that, Robert, and we actually get an expert on here. So if there is an expert out there that deals with the legality part of it, that's listening to this, and you want to come on and talk about it, we're definitely inviting you, but just keep in mind it's going to be live and everybody's going to be able to ask whatever questions that we want. So this is not going to be softball. Hoorah! Let's get in and talk safety, because when you talk about gate deaths and people get hurt by gates, I would imagine that there's more manual gate deaths than there are automatic gate deaths, and nobody wants one at all. But we have to be practical and logical about this.
Yeah.
So, anyways, well, that really brought the whole conversation down. Good job there,
man.
Robert.
Yeah.
But
we do what we
Anthony,
got to do.
yeah, that's it, man. We're all businessmen. We're all trying to feed our family, and that's all that there is to it. I just think we all need a little bit of support from everybody that's dipping their finger.
Well, I think they need to be honest too, because I mean, half these guys that say that I'm gonna turn it off, I'm pretty sure there's a few of them they didn't turn off, especially Mr. Big Wig customer that pays you about $100,000 a year. You ain't gonna tell them to cut it off, guaranteed.
Yeah, you give them the easiest path to fix it, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But you telling me Friday night when the district manager is not available to make a call to put a gate operator in, you're telling me that you're going to keep that customer at an apartment complex that's in the ghetto? I'm not trying to suggest that there's more crime in the ghetto, but typically that's what we find. So in a bad neighborhood, you're telling me that district manager is going to go, yeah, turn them off, or you think that the apartment manager is going to go, yeah, I get it, you got to turn them off, it's no big deal, and then get 10 cars broken into? We're talking 1 in a million, 1 in 10 million, 1 in 100 million for somebody to get hurt. But what happens?
Maybe that's the question to ask right there, is about how many situations have you been in where you did turn them off? Who has turned them off at an apartment complex and told them to leave them open? Which I've done that, but who has? Comment.
Yeah. So anybody out there that knows an expert that's willing to come on, and I know a couple people, and maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should have a safety episode where we bring some of these people on and talk about it. But the problem with it is a lot of these guys that are teaching the classes, I've asked them a million times to do it, and they won't do it because here's my qualification for coming on, which is it's no holds barred, and we're not editing the video. It's all live. And for them not to want to come on, what are they trying to hide? What do they want, hidden? So anyways, that's getting way too into the political stuff. And I think we need to keep it on the gate operator side.
Yeah, so let's keep it to the gate operators.
So Anthony, you're if you're doing an actuator arm, like we were talking about the LA 400, you do 500s. Do you have any other actuator arm in the in your lineup that you do?
No, I've been looking at everything lately. I'm having trouble getting these residential customers don't want to pay for LiftMaster. Well, not most of them. A lot of people balking at prices, so I was trying to search around. I was kind of going to give you a call later on too.
Okay.
But
there for me, actually one of the things I wanted to look into, and I haven't done the research yet, is the US Automatic Ranger. And the reason why I bring them up is because I install their Patriots as my go-to. But here in Las Vegas, there's a lot of they call them, some people call them different things, but like an RV gate. So it's a double manual gate, like on every freaking house, and none of them are automated, and they're either lightweight steel or aluminum. And I'm just thinking like a US Automatic Ranger would be the way to go, but I wouldn't put a Ranger on anything above a single drive and more than 200 or 300 pounds. That's the max. Other than that, I just do Patriots, and they are almost $8,000-9,000 depending upon what they need and whether it's a single, whether we're doing anything like mounting the arm on the opposite side of the drive. It's louder than LA 500, but the reason why it's so loud, and this is what a lot of people don't get, it's all the gears are metal. So you have metal on metal, so it's going to be louder. And now that they've got the next gate system, that's an option that just plugs in. I mean, it's MyQ, but better. Well, I shouldn't say it's better. The reason why I would say that it's better is because you don't have to go inside the house. You don't have to buy another option other than the next kit. You don't have to buy a gateway for inside the house. You just log onto your Wi-Fi and that's it. So, and it does pretty much everything that MyQ does. So,
Now,
and then
I would
go ahead.
suggest to look into a Viking G4.
Oh, okay. What do you like about the Viking?
I got a lot of Vikings out there. I put a lot of G5s in, but I know they got a G4 model that's cheaper. But
Okay.
I went to the LA 400 LiftMaster because you're getting more for your bang. You know, you got more accesses for it and stuff. I don't believe you're going for the quality operators. You're not going to get out of the range of the LiftMaster pricing.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they're pretty much at that level, the same pricing. Maybe you might get the G4 a little cheaper. But once you start doing that, then you're going to start going down to like Ghost or Mighty Mule or Talk.
A lot of questions about Alicos and
Yeah,
LAs.
and you want to stay away from those. And if they can't afford that, they can't afford a gate. They got to be able to change the oil in the car. So
I've taken a lot out.
That's what I always say.
yeah, that's
They
what
say,
they'll buy them for $500, pay me $1,200 to put them in, and 6 months later, I'm putting in something else.
it's the
Oh, well.
craziest thing in the world. I don't know if you guys know Brian Davis, but Brian was saying that what did he get? Like some Mighty Mules? I don't know if y'all saw that post. He said
Yeah,
that
he's something about no, somebody bought it for Christmas and wanted him to install it. I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. But he said there was a bunch of them. He says it wasn't just one; there was a bunch of them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was just like, "Okay, well, I'll just do it." I was like, "Okay, man, if that's what you want to do." My concern is I don't want to go back. I don't carry any parts for them. I'm not trying to be a price. You just replace it.
You replace them. Say, hey, this thing's a piece of junk. You go to Tractor. Y'all have Tractor Supply.
Do you have Anthony? Do you got Tractor Supply out there?
Yes. Yep.
Well, they sell Mighty Mule. You can get the double gate for $600-$800.
Mm-hmm.
And
they got their
go
own
out there
little
and put it in
and everything now.
and set the limit switch with your remote.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, that's their junk, man. And they're made for the end user to do it yourself.
Yeah,
that's what they're for.
I just had a contractor ask me to tell me he's got like 3 or 4 jobs and wants me to come put operators in for these jobs. And I was like, all right, well, tell me what you got. And he said he's got ghost controls. So I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong. If I should be, I basically told him, man, I don't want to put my name on that.
Man,
I probably should have put them in for him. I don't know. You guys can probably tell me what's right or wrong, but
well, if you want to take the time and put them in, put them in. But you tell them that I don't stand behind this. I don't warranty them, and if it breaks, I'm not responsible for it. And we'll have to move up to the next level of gate operators that I recommend. But if you feel like you need to make that money for your business, you do it. But then you get to a point where you get tired of it, and so you'd be like, I kind of don't want to do it. Pass it on to the next guy. Let it be his problem.
That's what we've done, Anthony. How about you? I mean, if somebody calls up and says, hey, I want to put a GTO in or something like that, do you take the work or do you just pass?
So far, it's been a hard pass. Yeah, I just don't have a lot of time.
I don't want that phone call. I want to have the conversation that you're talking about, Robert. I don't want to have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk to them. And like you said, just inherently buying a gate operator for your property, it disqualifies a lot of people. Like if I say $7,000 for a Patriot One AC and the outlet's right there, and I don't have to do any electrical or tie it in, and just plug in the power supply and that's it, and you've got a problem with that, then you've just basically fired yourself. I'm not trying to insult you, but if you want to be qualified as a customer, you have to have the ability to pay and the willingness to pay. If I got to chase you down to get payment, or you're like, can you do that for $500 less? We've got a problem. And I'm not saying that I haven't given discounts before, but that's a big deal. So, Anthony, in your business, just in case anybody out there is an end user and they're looking to get service from you, what's the best way to get a hold of you? And then, what do you service? Do you service commercial, residential, anybody that calls you, or what?
Yeah, so we're servicing everybody, commercial, residential, anybody that calls. We're Motional Gate Automation. We're out of San Diego. We're servicing anything from Otay Mesa to basically Temecula. So if you're in down South California, we'll help you out.
And
That's cool, man.
And you do gate operators and access control?
Yeah, so we've done mostly just access control for gates, so cell gates, a lot of cap products. Yeah, I like it.
So they can call you if they need remotes or access control, or they've got a door that they're having a problem with as well.
Yeah, RFID to panic bars,
That's cool.
anything.
So pretty much all around guy, man. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I got a lot of like the ADA laws and stuff in my head, so I'm always thinking about safety. I'm a competent person at my day job, so
Let me ask you this question, ADA. I want to see if what I think is the right answer is the right answer. Do you know at what height the keypad has to be? Like if you're just going to put in like a linear AK11, or you're going to put in a Cap XL, what's the go-to height for that stuff?
So here in California, there's like a couple contradicting legislatures that I've seen, but I'm throwing them at 50 inches. That's basically the reoccurring number that I've seen in all of the standards and laws.
Yeah,
Robert, what are you seeing?
I set the bottom of my keypad around 4 foot. So it's right at the bottom of it's 4. So that's about 50 inches too, So that's
50 inches in the center.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to, Anthony, just the center of the keypad, if you will. So like on a Cap XL, Cap XL that's got a keypad. It's not just touchscreen, right? Is that
it's on the touch screen. It's like a touchscreen keypad, but
okay, but it doesn't have like a manual, like 1, 2, 2, 3 through 9. Is it all? Okay.
No, they're just
so you just go 50 to the middle of the screen then?
Yeah. Well, the Cap XL and the Cap XS even, they're kind of tall. So
okay.
They sit pretty high, so it's not really the center. I guess it's probably
Yeah.
I guess we're probably pretty much 48 to the bottom, like you said.
What kind of vehicles are pulling up to them? Is it like trucks or cars or both?
Everything.
Everything. We've done a couple of those like double goosenecks where there's one up high for the truck and then there's one in the middle for the car. That's usually just the keypad. Nobody's buying 2 Cap XLs, but
yeah.
It's funny. I've seen it in a couple of different spots where people. It's been a while, but I've seen where somebody puts 2 call boxes up there. Generally, that type of stuff's like out in the country where it's like, man, this guy was the only guy that we can get to service. So he said we needed 2 AE1000, so let's put it in there. How long have you been in this business, Anthony?
It's like going on 8 years.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Robert, man, what's the deal? What's popping? We got anything that we need to announce? I know we've got some stuff we're meeting up. what do we got? We got Defense Crews, we got Fence Tech.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the fence crews coming up, leaving out of Miami, Florida, going to Nassau, Bahamas, and Half Cave Blue Moon or whatever. I've been there before. I went there last year, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. To take another vacation, and
We're going to
have
do
fun.
are we going to do a broadcast from there?
Yeah, we're gonna do something. Yeah,
Okay. Gotcha. So we'll be broadcasting from the Fence Cruise and Fence Tech. We're going to Fence Tech as well too, and that's coming up at the end of February. And we'll be doing some underground secret stuff there too, unauthorized, not allowed to be there type stuff.
yeah, yeah.
All
yeah.
right. Well, man, you sound pumped about it, dude. I like it. I like how excited you are. It must be
Yeah,
Sunday
well, we're
night.
not allowed to be there.
Oh, yeah. I'm just joking around.
They
It's just,
said that place is cold, man. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to be outside waiting. Hey,
yeah, it's
you
just
want to give
easy
me
to
an interview outside?
yeah, well, hopefully we don't have to do that. If anybody's
Yeah.
out there on the East Coast and needs to talk to Robert about anything, whether it be consulting, he'll come out to your property and help you out, or if you just need to call him, there's his phone number. And for me, there's my phone number right there too. I've got custom. I got one-on-one training here at the Finch University in Las Vegas for you guys. I got two. I got two groups of people coming just in January for private training. So we're excited about that. And then the other thing was Finch University just came out with, this is our class for Finch University, but Finch University is going to be coming out with a whole new program to train gate operator techs. So pretty excited about that. The different levels. Brian, the president of FWA, is creating level 1, 2, and 3 for gate operator techs.
Yeah.
You could go you can go to finchuniversity.com and take some of the gate operator quiz if anybody's interested in doing that.
I took the quiz the other day,
Which one?
the gate exam.
Oh, okay, cool. How'd you
I
do?
made it a 76.
76 out of 80.
Well, it said I failed. I need to go study some more.
You're supposed to have you're supposed to have an 80 or something like that to pass.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But I got 76, 77.7 or something like that. And it was just like the true or false questions that I got mixed up. I was like, well, one of them was like, do you put razor wire? What's the lowest you can go? And I put 6 foot because
6 foot, right?
I put 6 foot, but it's 8 foot.
Oh wow. Well, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But I
guess that makes sense.
It on 6 foot high fence plenty of times, or a gate that was 6 foot high. But
well, I mean, if you could put it, can you put it on a 6 foot fence?
According to that, you can't.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. All right, Anthony, we can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with us. And we look forward to having you on again. Here's Anthony's contact information if you need it. Servicing San Diego area, and he'll go all the way up to Washington and Oregon too if you guys decide you need him there.
Let's give Anthony a round of applause.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
All right, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
So, Anthony, we went a whole hour and 10 minutes, and Mr. DJ over there doesn't do crap the whole time, and then he busts out the applause at the end. So, thank you for all the sound effects there, Robert.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Anthony, coming on, man. I really appreciate you responding to me on Facebook and making that connection, man.
All right, man. Now let's go sell some gates now. All right, Anthony, take it easy. Robert, thanks, man. Good talking to you.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh, let's hear it.
Two smooth operators, your hosts, Robert Evers and Michael Brooks. Please stay tuned for a good episode.
Guest Anthony.
Peace.